Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 Ultimate Nightmares run, where we take the characters that you believe will be the hardest to beat on the new Nightmare mode and try to beat them. Today we're playing the Fisherman, which not only is a character many people suggested for the Ultimate Nightmares series, but is also, in my opinion, generally the hardest character in the game. And so I expect to lose a lot before I get a win with the Fisherman on Nightmare mode, since it's such an increased difficulty. I'm going to start with the weapon that I usually suggest on the Fisherman, the spear, and we'll jump in and we'll see if we can get a win here. The one reason that the Fisherman is so challenging is that not only are you going to be facing a lot of really dangerous enemies in the form of the lampreys, but also you have to buy baits basically every wave. And so knowing how many baits you can buy is obviously very important without dying. But that can take some trial and error. So when you're trying to beat the Fisherman, it's usually going to take a couple times going through to figure out how many baits you can buy on each wave. I'm taking some attack speed there because getting attack speed on spears is pretty important. We'll have a lot of base damage with our baits, which will be increasing the percent damage. So attacking faster will help us clear the lampreys more easily. I'm going to buy this bait, of course, and then I will reroll, buy a spear, buy another bait. Whistle, I can probably lock here, and then I will re-roll. And can I get away with buying a third bait? On Danger 5, you usually can, but on Nightmare, I believe that the lampreys are going to do 3 damage instead of 2 on the first wave, so I think we're going to be sticking with 2 baits for safety, and then we'll go ahead and roll and lock another spear. Spear is good for Fisherman because it has, infinite piercing because it's a melee weapon, so it goes through all of the lamprey's attacks, or goes through all the lampreys when it attacks. Yeah, and I'm glad I didn't buy the third bait there. I think we would have died. And because it has really high base damage, it lets you kill them in a couple hits. It works well with melee damage. It's long range, so you can run away. I'll take the Scar here, and then I will just take 2 melee damage. The Fisherman, of course, gets lots of damage from buying baits, but you still need the base damage to make this percentage damage worth having. And then we'll lock another spear, and we'll go with a second bait. And I think, again, with only 4 spears, I can't really get away with buying another bait. I'll probably start getting greedier next wave, but we're going to see how this one works out. So I have to do some dodging, clear all those enemies. Gonna need some armor pretty quickly to avoid the initial burst from the lampreys just killing me. Of course, if you're not buying a lot of baits every wave, you're going to fall really far behind in terms of damage and economy, because this character drops 50% fewer materials from enemies. Lumberjack shirt, I guess I'll take it. We will usually kill trees in one hit regardless, because our damage should be really high, but the lumberjack shirt's only 5 materials, gets it out of the pool there. And then I'll take some more melee damage. Here, I think I'll just take some regeneration, just making sure that we can clear the enemies and heal up pretty quickly. Then it is nice to get a level 2 spear there. And then I'm going to buy 3 baits. Propeller hat is great. Luck is very good on this character because consumable healing is going to be a big chunk of how we actually heal. And then we'll lock another spear. All right, so we've got 3 baits, wave 4. So typically with the Fisherman, run into the center to get the enemies to group up on top of you, and then run back out of the center to get them to line up. You can also run to the corner, and then they will sometimes line up and let you just hit all of them at once. I tend to not like that strategy because if you don't one-shot them, you get overwhelmed by the lampreys really quickly stacking up on top of you. But there are players who swear by the running to the corner strategy, so I do want to mention it. Broken Mouth, that's great. I definitely need more HP, and then I do want armor, but I'm just going to keep taking melee damage as it shows up. 9% dodge. That's interesting. Dodge is pretty good for this character. This is an early high-level dodge upgrade, so let's try that, and we'll see if we can get away with building dodge here. Buy a bait, and I'll buy the propeller hat and the whistle, and we can still buy 3 baits this wave, so I'll buy another one, lock a spear. I guess I should be banning level 1 items as well. I've kind of been forgetting to use my bans. And then I'll roll again by a third bait. I do want more movement speed, but I really don't want to reduce my luck, because consumables are going to be such an important component of our healing. Weird Ghost you never want to buy on this character, because you're always going to take damage at the start of the wave. I'm considering going for a 4th bait here. I feel like we're in good shape, so let's greed, and we'll take the 4th bait. Alright, so the lamprey is getting buffed. Maybe I should not have gone for the 4th bait there. I did forget that on Wave 5 in the Abyss now there's buffing aliens, but we made it through, so when you can start snowballing ahead by buying a lot of bait, it gets a little easier. Also, note that I am avoiding getting Curse, because on the Fisherman, getting a bunch of cursed lampreys spawning on top of you is one of the easiest ways to lose. So we are avoiding picking up Curse at the beginning of this run, at least. Later on, we may pick up some. We never want to take percent damage. We're going to get infinite percent damage for free, essentially, but we'll definitely take some more attack speed. We'll keep upgrading our spears. Upgrading spear increases their attack rate and also massively increases their base damage, so it's pretty nice. As well as their range, which helps kill things before you die, obviously. We'll pick up 2 more melee damage, so I've bought 1 bait so far. Let's buy another one. I need to buy at least 2 more bait. So I think we will lock these 2 items, and then I'm going to roll, buy a bait, roll, and buy another bait. And then I can afford the helmet. Do I want the helmet, or do I want to try to go for 5 bait this wave? We've gotten 4 in so far. If I could sneak in a 5th, that would really help catch up, because we're pretty behind. Let's greed again, and we'll go for 1 more bait here. Alright, so we are going to take a lot of damage here, but I was able to dodge all of the lamprey charges by running to the side and then just moving sideways. And basically, that's the technique that I talked about. You run to the edge of where the big group of them are spawning, so they're all coming at you from the same direction, and that will give you the easiest way to clear them, and making sure that you can always dodge past them as well. And again, I need to stay away from that curse alien, because I don't want to pick up any curse. Oh, no chance I get the loot alien? No, I did get it. Alright, nice. It ran back into me, which is great. I'll just ban boiling water, and then here I need armor. I'm going to take 2 armor here, and then 4 more melee damage, I think. Movement speed would also be good, but damage is so important, obviously. And then I think we can get away with 5 baits again, so we'll do that. We'll go bait, we'll buy coupon, we'll buy bag, lock the pearl. Do I want the pearl? It's only percent damage, so let's just ban pearl here. We get a free reroll. Alright, that's 3 baits that I've bought now. I'll ban hit injury and pencil, and then I guess I might as well just ban bowler hat and get another free reroll. That's 4 baits. We'll take leather vest, reroll, and buy a 5th bait, going up to 21. And then I'm going to roll 1 more time to see if I can lock a spear. I can't, but I can lock this mushroom. I might end up building a decent amount of HP regen later on. Alright, so again, run to the edge of where the lampreys are spawning, and then you can just move sideways along the edge of the map, and they'll charge past you. Also, yes, we are playing with the environmental projectiles on every wave here. Basically, I want to be at the point where it only takes 2 spear attacks to kill a lamprey. Okay, I'm starting to lose all of my health because of the environmental projectiles hitting me here. So I need to be really careful for the rest of this wave. On the Fisherman, what gets you isn't the initial lamprey spawn, because you can see we can deal with those reasonably well. It's the ones that show up later. I think I actually will take the glasses when it shows up for just 10 here. And then I definitely need more healing, but I really need more armor. So I'm going to take 3 armor. Really nice to get 6 regeneration here. That'll help a lot. And then I'll buy 1 bait, 2 bait. I do want the duct tape. If I buy it, I'm only buying 1 more bait this wave, though. So I'm going to re-roll, buy another bait, lock a spear, and then roll again and buy 1 more bait. That's 4. Do I want to step down from the 5 per wave that I was buying? I think we can keep getting away with 5 per wave. You really need so much percentage damage that you snowball ahead of the game. Alright, so I didn't perform my technique as cleanly there, but we still didn't take that many hits. I would love some consumable heal. That would be a really big deal. Got some extra lamprey spawn by killing that blobfish there. And a lucky dodge when I walked into that enemy as well. So I'm not really easily able to pick up a lot of these materials. The movement is pretty difficult here. I do have Lumberjack shirt, but Pocket Factory, unfortunately, just isn't useful to this character. I could take it just to remove a unique from the pool. I think that is worth it, but it's close. Metal Detector, reducing my percent damage doesn't matter that much. Increasing my luck matters a lot. So although the 5% chance to double the value of picked up materials is fairly useless to the Fisherman, who drops half as many materials, Metal Detector is still good just because luck is so important. And then here, yeah, I'll keep buying dodge. We can actually get to 60% dodge fairly quickly, given that I've found a couple high-level dodge upgrades already. All right, that's 1 bait. Reroll, we'll buy 1 more. Do I want Campfire? My movement speed is already quite negative. I do need more regen, but Campfire is a really expensive way to do it. This is 3, and then Small Fish can let you maybe kill lampreys in 1 shot. The amount of health that they have per wave, I think, is going to be high enough, though, that it will not actually speed up our time to kill. I think that the typical scenario for us is going to be that it takes 2 attacks from a spear to kill the enemy anyways. And so Small Fish is not going to actually change how many attacks it takes to kill them, so we're going to skip here. I'm now at 4 baits, I believe. I've fully lost count because I was thinking about the other stuff. But we have 30, so yeah, 31 should be 5 baits. And then Tentacle is a great find. This is a really solid way to heal for this character. I also would like to get some lifesteal going. Because lifesteal, when there's this many enemies on the field, is again a pretty solid way to heal, even for a purely melee character. And Spear is a long-ranged enough melee weapon that it's not... You can use lifesteal even while running away on this weapon, unlike some other melee weapons. We've also actually bought some range, which is relevant to that decision as well. Getting so many lamprey spawns, though, that this is starting to get a little bit difficult. Like, I'm just starting to take too much damage because there's so many lampreys spawning every wave here. Not going to be able to get this loot alien unless it comes this direction, which it did, which was very kind of it. 1 point of consumable healing would make me so much safer also. So I had to leave a million materials on the ground there. Alien Tongue is nice. Vigilante Ring, we have 1,000,000% damage already. I'm just going to recycle it. I can't buy the Alien Worm, unfortunately. Although I do need max HP and regen, but consumable heal, too important to us right now. I do have the Tentacle, so I think I will buy 7% crit chance, because the Tentacle will be a very relevant healing source. And then let's go 1, 2, we'll combine and buy another spear. We've got 3 here. Do I want pickup radius? It would mean that I wouldn't be buying another another bait this wave. I think we can skip on the alien tongue. Let's go with 4, and then we'll buy a spear, upgrade as well, and lock these 2 items. I think I'm okay just sitting on 4 baits this wave. We've bought a lot, but we are starting to get a little overwhelmed just by the number of lamprey spawns later in the waves. So I need to be a little careful how many I'm continuing to buy. I also need some movement speed. Even the one lifesteal item that we have locked, the 2% lifesteal from the bat, is going to make a pretty big difference in terms of our survivability. And having 10% crit with the tentacle is also a pretty big deal. So I am feeling like we are setting ourselves up to be in much better shape shortly. Alright, 2 health remaining. Again, leaving a lot of materials on the ground, but that's okay. We'll take the penguin here. Do I need attack speed or max HP? I think I need attack speed more. Armor would also be very good, but attack speed is really important right now. And then I'll take some more regen. And then we've got these items. Energy bracelet, although I do want to buy crit chance. This is such an inefficient way to do it that we won't. We'll buy 1 bait. And then spawning elites can be pretty scary, but this character shouldn't care that much about elites. Our damage should be so high that we can kill them quickly, and we really do love the candy bag stats. So we'll go with candy bag, second bait, cute monkey. Cute monkey, there's fewer materials on the ground, but every point of healing that we can get matters a lot. I'll take a bait here. That's the... How many are we at this wave? We've done 3 so far. I will buy Spyglass. This character rerolls a lot, so Spyglass should pay for itself pretty quickly. And then I'll go with the 4th bait. Do I want the 5th bait going into wave 11? I think I probably do, because I'm going to buy fewer going into the elite wave. So we will buy 1 more bait here. We'll lock a whetstone. Pile of books, 129 for 5% crit chance is honestly okay already. But I think it's still too inefficient. We'll upgrade our spear here, and we've bought 5 baits this wave, going up to 40. Okay, and we instantly got a random elite spawn on the darkness wave, so I didn't see it spawning and took a hit there. That lucky dodge really helped out, but we will at least get a full heal after we kill it. So, candy bag put us in some danger there with the random elite spawn. No idea where that loot alien is. It was off to the left, and we got it. Definitely need some more base melee damage. Our damage is actually not high enough that we're one-shotting everything. And it also made the elite harder than it should have been as well, because our damage is actually... It's fine, but it's not way over the state of the game the way you usually would expect it to be on the Fisherman. Is Scapegoat gonna mess up the lampreys too much? I think it will, because if the lampreys go after the goat, it can often cause them to charge in an unpredictable way. So as much as I think this item is cool, I think it actually will be a downside on this character, and unfortunately I'm going to recycle it. Ugly Tooth we don't want either. Here, I could just keep taking Dodge. Dodge is a pretty efficient defensive stat at this point, now that we have 24%. I also do want more movement speed, but let's keep building Dodge as it shows up. I think we can get away with like 3 baits this wave, so I'll buy 1. And then I will re-roll here. How much engineering do I have? Is it worth buying the nail? It would be basically +2 base damage. That's unfortunately not worth a lot, but it does mean that any future engineering I get is pretty good. It's on the edge, but I think it's okay to buy the nail here. Rip and Tear, this is a very good way to clear lots of lampreys at once. So I will take that. I'll take the bait. I'll take the bat. I'll roll again, and I'll buy a third bait here. And then I'm going to roll one more time. Gentle Alien, you don't really want on this character. Black Belt, I'm going to take... actually, I'm going to pass on the Black Belt. But, because I don't want to lose luck, since consumable healing is still pretty important. I think I can get away with a fourth bait going into the Elite Wave, unless, of course, we get a... Oh, and Fruit Basket's great. If we get a double Elite spawn from the candy bag, obviously, then we're doomed, but it's a risk I'm willing to take here. Kind of messed up my movement there, but we should be able to kill the Elite regardless. As I take a few hits, and I'll run in here and grab that full heal. Definitely need some more attack speed. That's the stat that I'm missing the most at this point. Oh, actually, the Rip and Tear, while it is good for helping me do extra damage to large groups of enemies, which is obviously somewhat important for this character, the downside is we do have Tentacle, so we're somewhat reliant on crit chance for our healing right now. We've picked up a decent amount of healing other than that, but that was something I didn't think about when I bought that. 2 loot aliens. Are we going to get the second one? Nice, I did, just in time. Torture, obviously, we're recycling here. Really bad red items so far. We'll take the beanie. Black Flag, I'm actually going to recycle on this character. I think we're on a good trajectory, and cursed enemies are the easiest way to lose when you're playing the Fisherman. So we're going to recycle the Black Flag. Poisonous Tonic I'll definitely take. We want that quite a bit. While I do want crit chance, I think we can do better than the 5% upgrade here, and we did. We found a dodge upgrade, which is awesome. And then let's go 1. Pass on Gentle Alien. We'll roll again here. 2 on the bait. 3 baits. And then Banner, Metal, and Mushroom. I want at least 2 more baits this wave, because I think we need to get back to buying 5 every wave. So let's buy the Metal and lock the Mushroom, lock the Banner. And then we can buy 2 more baits by re-rolling a couple times and go to wave 13 here. So this is a 5 bait wave, which means quite a lot of danger. Actually, maybe that was only 4? It didn't feel like 5, but maybe our damage is just high enough. Okay, so I did get a curse there. I killed a curse alien. That's obviously going to happen on the Abyss at some point, but we're just trying not to get too much curse. Attack speed is what I'm really looking for again at this point. Oops. Alright, I killed a second curse alien. As long as we don't get, you know, a huge number of cursed lampreys spawning, we'll be fine to have some curse. And maybe we get a good cursed item. I'm going to take a bunch more luck, because I think it actually... No, I'll just take 2 armor here. Armor's really important. And then we'll buy Banner, we'll buy Spear, we'll buy Bait. Alien Baby, we're going to pass on, of course. Hunting Trophy, now... This is a pretty solid economy item for us. We will end up building a lot of crit chance since we already have a tentacle. So let's buy the hunting trophy, and then how many baits have I bought so far? I believe just the 1, so that's the second one. We'll buy charcoal, we'll roll again, we'll buy another bait. So I've only bought 3 baits this wave. I 100% of my Fisherman runs, I just constantly lose track of how many baits I'm buying. At least when I'm recording, because I'm, you know, talking about other things. Alright, I'm glad that we have the high dodge. I would love adrenaline. That would be a really nice item for us. Additional attack speed would be really good as well. The Rip and Tear, I think, has been fairly solid, even though it cost me crit chance. I'm not regretting having that at this point. My max HP is pretty low. I am just going to take a 9 HP upgrade. And then 6 crit chance is great. Alright, so this is 1 bait. Doc Moth, I don't think we can afford to run after, so we'll pass on that. 2 baits here. Lighthouse does work with our nail, so this is +4 damage, essentially. Because we get 20% engineering scaling, so it's like buying 4 melee damage if I buy the Lighthouse here, which is not incredible. The base damage is pretty important, though, so I will buy the Lighthouse. This is 3. Recycling Machine I'm going to pass on, I think. This is 4. Pile of Books I'll take now that crit is really good. And then we'll roll again, and we'll take a 5th bait and a Lost Duck. And on a Horde wave, you can get away with buying a bunch of baits. That's fine. Actually, was that only 4 baits? I was pretty sure I'd bought 5, but looks like it might have just been 4. It just didn't feel like that many enemies. Playing in the corner, of course, because then your spears will attack through the enemies, hitting a bunch of them in a line. So you get extra damage value out of that. I will need to move in and start picking up some of these materials that I'm dropping, but our defensive stats are actually really good at this point, so I'm much safer to be able to do that. Once again, consumable healing would go such a long way, but we're now at the point where our damage is really good and our lifesteal is okay. I'll take the jelly. 1 HP for 13 is fine, and then we'll take 3 armor here. Pretty much you should always take an armor upgrade when you see it. Here, I need attack speed, and this is our level 20 upgrade, so I'm going to roll for attack speed. Take the 15. Adrenaline, we were, of course, looking for, so we'll take that. We'll buy Pile of Books, and then that's our first bait. Second bait, we'll take the Spear, and we'll buy Claw Tree as well. Third bait here. Butterfly means no more baits if I buy it. So let's lock the Butterfly. I still will pass on Corrupted Shard. The curses, we're still not trying to build curse. 4 baits, and then we'll roll again and buy a 5th. Capping my max HP, I actually don't care about that much, and I can buy Stone Skin first. So I will lock both of these items. We'll buy Stone Skin, then we'll buy Handcuffs, and just have like 100 max HP. The ranged and elemental damage is wasted, but 13 melee damage for 215 will help me kill the loot aliens much faster, or the lampreys so much faster. Loot aliens as well, obviously. And now our damage is starting to push ahead of the wave, because when you can afford to buy 5 baits every wave, or around 5 baits every wave, that's 40% damage that you're getting almost for free every single wave, right? So that your stats at the end of the game end up just ridiculous on this character. You can even go higher than that, but mostly I prefer to not get wildly overwhelmed by enemies. Now that we have adrenaline and really high dodge, we might have an easier time. Also, I am getting a lot of curse because I'm wandering near the edges of the map on wave 16. And the curse aliens spawn at the edge of the map this wave, so that's kind of a mistake I was making if I was trying to avoid getting cursed still. I'll recycle the Tyler here. Alright, we're about to buy a bunch of elemental damage, so Frozen Heart, we want the crit chance, and it's very cheap, so that's a really nice find, actually. We still don't want to buy elemental damage, because this is 0.3 base damage, so it's like a level, like, -3 melee upgrade. Let's roll here. 4 armor is great, and then we'll buy the Stone Skin first, and then the handcuffs capping at 103 HP, totally fine. One bait, buy the butterfly, buy a second bait. Spear, I'm going to lock. Blood Leech, I'm going to lock as well. These are these are healing stats that we want very much. And then that's a third bait. I'll buy the bag as well, and then a fourth bait, and then a fifth. Compass, I'm actually going to pass on. I do want a little more move speed, but losing crit chance is pretty bad here. Also, I don't want to buy too many more than 5 baits. Like, we could maybe go for 6 if it works out easily in the shop. I don't want to buy too many more than 5, though, because we do have candy bags. So if I get a random elite spawn that I'm not expecting and have bought 10 baits, that's an easy way to throw this run, which is otherwise looking very good. And, you know, I was expecting to lose a ton before I beat the Fisherman on Nightmare mode, so if I do just one-shot it, I'll be pretty happy with that. So we're going to play somewhat safe to enable that as much as possible. Pumpkin, we don't have any weapons with piercing reduction. I could take 5% crit chance. I feel like we can do better here. I'm actually just going to take 10 luck. Luck is such an important healing stat for us, even though we still have 0 consumable healing. And then we'll upgrade. We'll buy a spear, blood leech, 1 bait. I'm probably going to stick to 4 this wave. Do I want the ritual? The percent damage is, of course, wasted, but 2% lifesteal is not terrible. But it also costs me engineering. We have a nail. I think we'll pass on it. Here's a second bait. I'll still buy metal, even though it costs me crit chance. It's just too good to pass up on. Here's our third bait, and then Goat Skull. I have 37 melee damage, and I do want crit chance, but I think just killing the boss faster is better. And then this is our fourth bait. Definitely not buying Starfish. I'll do one more reroll, though, and pass on all of these items. And again, part of what I'm concerned about is just getting a random extra elite spawning from the candy bag, so I need to be careful there. Though, as it turned out, we could have taken 5 baits this wave, no problem, but if a second elite had spawned, that could have put me in danger. All right. This wave is starting to get pretty difficult. There's a lot of lampreys charging at us, and again, with no consumable healing, the most reliable way for this build to heal is big bursts of consumable healing, so with no bonus to that, it's a little harder. I'll take the gnome here for sure. 10 melee damage is great. All of our attacks do elemental damage. The ice cube mostly won't matter, but it'll very slightly help me kill the elites faster, I guess. And then eye surgery, I don't need. This is only 1 elemental damage, and we actually get to recycle 2 of them. I'll take 4% lifesteal. That'll help me heal up faster. Buy 1 bait here. Crown, well, I think we're at the point where we can buy it, and you can't be the king of Brotato without it, so we'll buy it. And then we get a second bait. Goblet, an amazing item for us. We're thrilled to find this one. Will the Dangerous Bunny pay for itself at this point? I don't think it will. Fish Hook, I don't really want either, going into the last 2 waves. Loot Worm, we don't need either. That's 3 baits. We do have 27 armor, so we can afford to take the sunglasses. And then we'll roll again. That's our 5th bait. I think we can buy a 6th. I will take the Hedgehog. Do I want the wings? I think we'll pass on that. We'll buy 1 more bait. I'll buy Peaceful Bee because I really need to increase my dodge. there are breakpoints for how many lampreys spawn in the middle of waves. Like, there's some number of baits where the number of lampreys increases drastically if you have more than that number for the fisherman. I think it's like 70 baits or something like that. Someone will know the exact answer in the comments. But I don't know the number, and I don't think it's super worth paying attention to that. What you should really be doing is trying to make sure that your build scales faster than the enemies do. Wave 19, still pretty difficult on the Abyss. This is a wave that got a lot harder. We'll recycle the snake here, we'll recycle baby elephant, and then I'm gonna re-roll this. I'll take 15 luck, because again, consumable healing is pretty important, and then we'll buy a spear, we'll buy hedgehog and peaceful bee. I'm gonna pass on buying baits going into wave 20, because we can just kill the bosses as quickly as possible. Power generator doesn't do anything, percent damage isn't very good at this point, of course. I'll buy the spear, and then I could buy not, except that we're over HP cap already. Giant belt probably won't matter, but I guess it'll help me kill the elites a little faster, so I'll buy that, and then I'll do a reroll. Blindfold would actually have been way better than the giant belt. I would much rather have had that, because we would go up to 57 dodge and increase our crit chance. But no way to know we were rolling into that. And let's go fight the bosses. And basically what I want to do here is just have enough damage that I kill them before any of the mid-wave lampreys start spawning. Which we were able to do. Alright. Well, that was kind of awesome. Like I said, I was not expecting to just one-shot the Fisherman run. So, you know, cue the accusations of cheating and save scumming and all that. But that was really fun. We bought 77 baits, lucky 77. We had 451 materials saved from our coupon and ended up with 614 damage. 450 materials gained from our bags. So some nice finds there. What else went well? 5 extra items from Treasure Map. So Treasure Map really performed. The tentacle for 127 healing. This was such an important component of our run. 80 bonus stats from Candy Bag obviously is great, and we ended up with a lot of good stats because of that as well. Gave me armor, gave me dodge, gave me regen, and so on. Cute Monkey, 45 healing, also pretty important there. Spyglass did very well. Like I said, you reroll a lot on this character, so Spyglass is a little better than normal. And Rip and Tear was phenomenal. Okay, 185,000 damage on the Rip and Tear. This I was not expecting to do. I was expecting it to have done well, but not this well, so actually really glad I bought that. Fruit Basket, that's great. And then Hunting Trophy, 376 materials, so that worked out very well as well. We were getting how much damage from our Frozen Heart? Just 3.8 damage, which isn't amazing, but it was worth picking up in a box, and of course it comes with crit chance. And our pile of books was giving us, what's that, 6-7 damage? So, not bad. And then we got the 4,000 damage from Giant's Belt, so we would way rather have had the Blindfold, because we just killed enemies super quickly. Alright, my friends, hope you enjoyed that run. I know I did. It felt really good to win that one. As always, of course, if you've enjoyed the video, then feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.